Yoda Soda Creations podcast. Reference to the business I could be see builder recent.
Yep. Another week, another show. This time with non-Gravity Falls stuff to talk about. Which will basically be the case all month. No holiday season. We need to have Christmassy stuff. Also turned up the news a bit, so hopefully this show won't be like 5 hours long. But yeah. I'm feeling a little bit more awake, but I did kind of take like a micro nap before we started the Discord call. I actually get to sleep, but you know the whole thing where like you just kind of rest your eyes for a bit. You don't completely shut down, but it's like just like conserving energy and whatnot. Yeah, basically that. Yeah, my week. Generally normal. I mean, I did work today. It was like a mother-daughter grandmother afternoon tea kind of thing. I actually brought back some little snacks that were leftovers, like these little Clairs, lemon squares, scones, and brownies. Yeah, leftovers is a nice side benefit of the job. Yeah, and then I decided to just cook up some pizza for dinner. Usually I only eat half of it, but I ended up eating all of it because it was one of those ultra thin crust ones that it's like, it looks big, but not actually all that filling. Yeah. What else? As far as content on my site goes, aside from like the usual snack videos, like due to the busy schedule, I'm probably gonna have to put off any further recording, aside from maybe some Christmas episode bits, until like the beginning of next year. Because I am working Tuesday through Saturday next week. And we're going to be cleaning up around the house the next 2 days that they have available. So yeah, I'm going to have to do the video editing on Monday. When I do that, I'll try to get like next week's and the following week's videos done, just so I don't have to worry about it next week. Yeah. Honestly, not much really happened on my end as far as things go. It was just kind of business as usual, if not a bit more festive. It's like all it really means is it's colder out and I have a lot more lights to turn off after work. But yeah. I think that's it for my stuff. If I think of anything else, I'll let you know.
I was happy this year. Spent Monday finishing up with certain decorating points. Spent Wednesday getting prepared for the weekend. Mostly consistent of packing, as well as a few clothing preps. Can't be too careful in this day and age.
Yeah.
Thursday started off with a bit of a surprise. Actually, went to check in instead of just leaving the Baxter Hotel to hold until I was able to check in. So that eased a bit off my shoulders.
Okay.
Hi.
Unlike back in September in Portland, though, and as years go by, Emerald City has been spreading it into adjacent buildings. So I had to go to one hotel to show Vax proof for the stage. And once that's taken care of, you wear a wristband for the whole weekend. Afterwards, better walk on the corner and then cross the street, but then you're able to. After which, through which you get to through which I was able to get to the second hotel the con's using this weekend, which will be hosting a lot of major stuff, main stage events, all the guests. Two of which having at least one floor to themselves. Had to do quite a bit of adjustments to my schedule as I overlooked a couple things, but basically that hotel was where most of my weekend has been spent. By the end of the weekend, I should hopefully have most of the lineup under my belt, with two exceptions, both of which I'd seen previously. Although one of them is an interaction-based matter. Should hopefully be taken care of before I head back home in the morning. Head back home in the evening. Aside from that, I was able to go through the convention center, which includes vendors, artists, and the like, and after seeing them on Rex for years, I was finally able to get myself a Keyblade.
Nice.
So that's another variant to my cosplay. I might potentially add when I can finally bring it back. between the usual convention happenings. Add another brand to my DoorDash inventory. Mon Pizza. And thankfully, it was on their side where they cut it a bit differently instead of traditionally.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this week didn't quite work out in terms of show prep on the sheet side of things.
Yeah.
But it should hopefully be enough to cover most of what's been covered over the past few weeks.
Yeah.
I was going to try and put up with I think the mic doesn't pick this up, but there's been a couple things happening. Been a couple things happening in the background. By other guests. But shouldn't be too much of a disturbance.
Yeah.
In longevity. Just feels good to be back, doing Emerald City again. So this year's arrangements for December is going to be a little December is going to be a little interesting as start of the year with Aardman. Going to be doing a few weeks in December with a couple more Aardman stuff, followed by a something I saw in church once, and then closing out the year in somewhat traditional fashion, but with something that the guests will definitely be familiar with.
Yeah. So, to start off the month, we have Robin Robin. Actually, quite a recent release, November 27th to be exact. Like you said, it's another Aardman film, lots of graphic guys, claymation, but not. No, not this time. This time, it's more of a motion felt animation. Which is a little weird, takes a bit of getting used to, but it's actually pretty good. Like, the style works for this kind of thing.
If anything, there were only a couple instances that I caught. Some of them are some of the more trademark points was one of the characters which we'll mention a bit, as well as one of the objects encountered along the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, mentioned this in the news somewhere in the last month or so. Quite surprised that I actually decided to give this a shot.
It was good, but yeah, it's actually a short film, only like a half hour long. So it's like it's nice and just long enough that it doesn't like overstay its welcome, Which I don't mean to, it's not like that's like it's not a good thing. It is a good movie.
I was more talking about the arrangements, as it's for certain months it gets a bit more difficult to find good things to talk about.
Ah, here.
But yeah, it's definitely another one of those more humbling offerings.
Yeah. Yeah, like small cast of characters, like you don't get like a whole jumble of different characters in it, so like balance. So it's like how should I put it? It takes the little it has and actually uses it well. Like you can have a big budget film with like a huge cast of A-list voice actors. But if there's so many characters that, if like there's a whole bunch of characters, obviously some of them aren't gonna get like, okay, admittedly this one, several characters don't get that much screen time, but I think I kind of ruined my point there. Anyway, point is, it does go with a small amount. So, or basically, sometimes less is better. I apologize if that sounds a bit double.
And like a good healthy special should, and like a good healthy special should, surprisingly gave me a warm, fuzzy feeling.
Yeah, and not just because of the felt that was used. Too easy. Anyway. So, well, so still trying to work out like the new way to discuss things, but basic setup. So, you got a dark, stormy night. Egg falls out of its nest. There's a cat stalking around. But the egg is found by a family of mice who take the egg in and the egg hatches, and it's a robin. They name a robin. So yeah, you have a bird raised by mice trying to be like a mouse, but is not actually a mouse. So characters. Let's start with the title character, of course, Robin. Robin is... okay, Robin is not stealthy at all. Robin means well. She really tries. But, yeah, nimble and light-footed she ain't. Which causes a bit of issue, considering, family of mice trying to sneak through houses, get, food. You don't want to draw attention to yourself. But when you're, knocking glasses over or flipping spoons and all that kind of stuff, that tends to make a bit of noise. But, again, she's trying. But yeah, like, Robin is an interesting character. Like, she really wants to fit in with her family, but let's just say she isn't exactly built for stealth. And also, she tends to kind of sing and whistle a lot and just, make noise. Which I figured, like, yeah, that's probably her bird instincts. Which obviously kind of makes her siblings a bit upset at her when she kind of screws up a mission. Do I get food? So, they're upset with her, and she's upset with herself. Now, the dad, he ain't bad. Like, he tries his best to comfort her. Like, he's a good dad. Like, but yeah. definitely, definitely some not so great feelings for that Robin's feeling. So clearly, she decides that she's gonna do a mission herself. She's gonna get some food from another house they haven't checked, that they haven't gotten to yet. Feed the family because it came up a bit short. So like, oh, okay, like she's all for the whole adventure thing, trying to do right by her family. Like, very good character traits. Though unfortunately, Robin's main issue is that she's not exactly very self-aware. Just all the singing and whistling and hopping around, and she thinks that I'm doing the exact same thing that everyone else is doing, except Robin has a slightly bulkier frame and thus has a bit more weight to her. So, obviously a bit more noisy. But yeah, solo mission. It goes about as well as you would expect. At this point, we're introduced to the cat. Cat, good. Cat, bad. You could say the cat is the villain in the story. But not really, because the cat's a cat. Cat eat mice, cat eat bird. Cat is doing what is in its nature, so not evil, just the whole nature thing. But yeah, so not much to go on about the cat right now, but we'll get back to her later. So at this point, we're introduced to the magpie, voiced by Richard E. Grant. Like, so I just looked up what this movie was earlier today. Like, okay, what even is this? Like, oh, Netflix, okay, Aardman, like, okay, voice cast, like, ooh, Billy Anderson, ooh, Richard E. Grant.
Downton Abbey and Sibian, as well as the Great Intelligence, are two noteworthy previous roles in terms of Grant. Miss Anderson.
I was gonna say classic Loki. Come on.
Sure. And Anderson. We have X-Files.
Yeah, I used to watch X-Files. I don't really remember much of it, though. It's like one of those shows that you watch because it was something that was on, you know?
Robot Chicken. Ooh. She was also in an episode of the reboot series.
Also, a special shout out to the voice of the Tad Knobs, Adil Akhtar. This certain accent kind of sound like ideal actor. It's like, okay, that guy was named to be in movies. Like, not everything. I'm just saying, it's like, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, with a name like that, they were fated to have something to do with movies. You know?
I can see where you're coming from. Resume includes, the homes. Its sequel. We've also mentioned a couple times previously.
Yeah, and can't really remember how to pronounce the name, but how should I put it? Really douchebag from the 2018, 2019 Les Mis TV show. The one with the also greedy wife. If you know Les Mis, you know who I'm talking about.
So nothing to do with the film version.
No, they actually made a TV version that I only just now found out about. Like, apparently it was like 6 episodes long. I have to check that out sometime, because, like, I am somewhat of a fan of Les Mis. I saw the movie, I've seen the play. Good music. Anyway, the magpie. See, at first the magpie's just there, doing his own thing, searching for shiny objects, as the magpie do. But then, of course, Robin attracted the attention of the cat, and that's no good. So they retreat to the magpie's place in a tree. So, safe for now, even though Robin does have to bust open a way to get her inside herself, because he kind of slammed the door on her. So, magpie is interesting. Like, he mainly cares about, like, well, looking for shiny things. And, like, things that make him happy. Which, as a magpie, is shiny things. Now, as someone who loses attention sometimes, I can appreciate a nice pile of shiny things. But yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, he has a busted wing, so much like Robin, he ain't flying either. Because, well, she was never taught how to. It's fair, raised by a family of mice. Not exactly in the whole learning thing for them. Yeah, so yeah, Robin sees another house. Right, backtracking a bit. Just realized I'm basically doing recap again, but it's like I kind of have to do a bit of recap to like get into like the characters. Because this is a tough balance to do. Although at least this way I'm not recapping like every single thing that happens. Anyway. So yeah, Robin finds out there was like another house that has like lots of food, a nice shining star upon the tree, and yeah, apparently Magpie's like, oh yeah, they have all that stuff because of the magic star that they use to wish for anything they want. Now, Robin, raised by mice, like, ooh, crumbs. Magpie is not amused. Like, You could do better, you know? Wish for shiny things. Like, ooh, a sandwich. Because that's actually what led to them getting caught the mission failure last time. She wanted to bring home a sandwich. Anyway, point is, they decide to work together to sneak in the house and grab the star. This goes about as well as you would expect. In that it doesn't go very well at all. And so here's the thing. Robin tries to get him like, okay, you have to be sneaky like a mouse. Do as I do. So of course Robin does her little hopping, singing, whistling thing. Unknowing, like, it's just like an unconscious thing for her. Like she just does that naturally. So of course he follows suit and does the same, making lots of noise. And she's like, "What are you doing?" I was doing exactly what you did. Like, and I think it's at this moment that Robin starts realizing, wait, ew. Like, I don't think it fully clicks at that point, but I think that's the point when the wheels really start turning for that realization. So long story short, alert, lots of noise has been made, the lights are on, and they have to make a quick escape. And in the process, Robin briefly kind of flies. Honestly, it was slightly more gliding, but if it was further down, it would probably be more like falling with style. But anyway,
Good one.
this, yeah, I kind of had to make that reference. You know, kind of similar situation. Anyway, so yeah, the escape doesn't exactly go well, and Robin ends up in the shack where the cat was located. This is not good. And this is the point where the cat finally starts speaking. Like, a bird raised by mice. Clearly you don't fit in. But I know where you fit in. Take a guess. Audience, take a guess where the cat thinks the bird will fit in. If you answered your stomach, you would be correct. So yeah, the cat wants to do what you would expect the cat to want to do. Now, clearly this is not very good. And Robin's trying to get away, but, you know, being the non-stealthy bird that she is, she kind of gets cornered, but thankfully the magpie comes to the rescue, holding a match/torch and everything, which Robin waves at the cat to fend off, which ends up lighting a gas tank on fire. Or not gas tank, something with gasoline on/in it. And,
Basically,
yeah.
chain reaction and a unexpected fireworks show happens.
Yeah, basically that. So they get away with the star, and they place it on the magpie's tree, and like, okay, make a wish, surely it'll come true. But what to wish for? What to wish for? Ah, Robin knows exactly what to wish for. So the next morning rolls around, and Robin is still a Robin, and the magpie has no shiny things. Oh well. Oh wait, what's that in the distance? Shiny things coming this way. Actually, it's the mouse family carrying stuff like a large can. Yeah, they were looking all over for Robin, and at this point, Robin has realized that yeah, she's not so good at the whole sneaking thing, that she doesn't really make a very good mouse. Which, that's fine. She's a bird, but she's also a mouse. Confuses the kids a bit, but he clarifies that yes, she is a bird, but she is part of the mouse family. And that's what matters. Nice, heartwarming feelings. Oh, hey, look, the cat. Oh, boy. So, they're in the tree, and the cat breaks in. And yeah, this is not looking good for... So Robin's like, wait, I'm not good at being a mouse. Not good at... Dia. So Robin does her thing, whistling, singing songs, dancing around. Or basically what Robin is doing is, hey, look, distraction. And ends up luring the cat onto one of the branches outside. Now, in the process, the cat got covered in a whole bunch of shiny, heavy things, and as you'd expect, heavy cat on branch, branch break it, branch breaks, and they plummet down. However, cat is a cat. Robin is bird. And while the cat goes in the water below, Robin flies down, flies around a bit, and runs into the tree. To be fair, not bad for a first attempt at flying is very difficult. Just ask I like Sparkle. Season 4. So yeah, Robin has realized that, okay, yeah, she's not good at sneaking. She is, however, very good at drawing attention to herself. So Robin has a new role in the family for food gathering. Hey, look, a decoy. Yes, Robin is the distraction. Which actually fits her quite well. She does like to sing and whistle and dance around. Or now in this case, fly around. And yeah. Robin accepts herself for who she is. Yeah, she's a bird, but she is part of the mouse family, and she has her own role to play in the family, even if it's not what she expected it to be. And the siblings, well, they were initially annoyed at her. They were worried about her, which, okay, to be fair, they are. It's their emotions can be a bit everywhere, but they do love her. Like, she is part of their family after all. And yeah. And of course, Magpie's there too. It's like, there's some nice things that aren't shiny. And yeah, it's like just the whole thing of trying to find your place in the world. And like what your purpose is. And now reminded of the season 4 finale. Wow, this thing's coming up season 4. Anyway, yeah, it was a really good film. Yeah, sure, I haven't really heard of most of the voice actors, and really other than Robin, the Magpie, and Cat, a lot of the other characters didn't really get much voice time. But to be fair, the story was about Robin, like her learning to accept herself. And yeah, it's like, how should I put it? Yeah, trying to find your place in the world is difficult, and sometimes you may end up where you wouldn't expect it to be. But that's okay. Like, as long as you have friends or family who accept you, everything will work out fine. So yeah, a really good movie. And yeah, it's like, again, only 30 minutes long, but it was short and to the point, and definitely worked to its benefit here. Weren't like scenes that padded the runtime. Each scene had each scene had a purpose to fulfill in the film to further the character development, and that is very good. Yeah, sure, we could have had a bit more time with the siblings, but yeah, that's fine. Also, this was kind of slightly kind of musical. There's like a lot of musical bits in it. So yeah, much like a finale or premiere for a season of My Little Pony. I'll just keep coming back to that. I just keep finding more comparisons. Mind you, not exact like a perfect comparison because there were some finales and yeah, some finales and premieres where they didn't have musical bits, but for the most part. I don't remember much about season 9, like season 7, and it's like, what? Musicals in our premiere and finale? ever. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, good film. I would recommend it. But it's like I said, it's not that long, so just a half hour of your time. It's on Netflix. Then I went through all of that without really looking at the video, and like the Aardman wiki doesn't even have like a plot synopsis. It just has like the summary of the story. Like, oh yeah, journey of self-discovery, and the voice cast list. Like, hey, good on me for remembering that. That must be for remembering everything. Must be really had an impact. Or at least that it was good. Or could be I'm actually slightly more awake than usual today. That could also be it.
Yeah, it's kind of strange that internet sources are getting a bit are kind of slow in terms of a few things regarding this, but
Yep.
this was guess just a wait and see.
Yep.
Although at, although at times the musical sequences some breaks in between them are a bit shorter.
Yeah.
Despite even those being short, given the run, and despite even those being short to give it the runtime, they still managed to work.
Yeah. Yeah. I did what it needed to do in the time allotted. Didn't overstay it was welcome. Like, that sounds I'm trying like I'm being harsh, but like it doesn't drag is what I'm trying to say.
Yes. looking into Tokyo's a few interesting things pop up. Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's just been film that have lined up for come January.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might be the only one to catch this, but there's quite a bit of similarities to a children's book I have back at my place. Goose by Molly Bang. Egg grows out of the nest, adopted by mammals. Birds out their ways, feels a bit out of place.
Yeah.
Eventually discovers traits only she's capable of. And uses them towards family benefits. But yes, humble, gave me a warm and fuzzy feeling. A very nice addition to the Aardman library.
Yeah.
Again, hoping certain internet pages will eventually get more stuff down. Because yeah, even after release, very few has been noted about it.
Yeah. Yes. I just beat a thing on my game. Okay, that's another one down. Yeah, not actually playing Minecraft tonight. Well, I'm not. He is. yeah, so there's been a bit of trimming on the news list. Of course, got the initial list, and then slimmed down a bit, and then finally we got the finalists for this week. Actually, did a few more because it's only 11:23. Uh, anyway, since you're gaming, I'll go through the news if you want to, pay attention to the game. So, according to producer Amy Pascal, Spider-Verse 2 will have something to show very soon. And actually, that something was today. Nothing new. But yes, so apparently Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. Let me get the page. Yeah, exclusively in theaters October 2022. So yeah, I guess it's a multi-part thing. I draw. So yeah, that more Spider-Verse. Pretty cool. A bit iffy on the whole Part 1 bit, but I always get a bit iffy when they decide to split movies into multiple parts, because most of the time it seems like just a cheap cash grab attempt.
And another Plunger reference comes to mind when the whole Alicorn Twilight thing was the whole Alicorn Twilight thing turned to be 3 episodes. The 2-part season 4 opener, as well as the singular season 3 finale.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it makes a bit of sense. It's like, okay, so the final Harry Potter film, you have to admit, Deathly Hallows was definitely a book of 2 parts. You got the camping adventure, and then you have the big finale. And it was a decently sized book, so at least they were trying to actually fit everything in. The Hobbit, on the other hand, probably could have been cut down by film. Anyway,
Much like other rings, there is quite a lot that happens, as well as a few a lot of which, of course, wasn't seen in the theatrical cut. So
I just had like a thought, like, oh, what if they did a 2-part Sherlock Holmes film? Part 1 would end like, I know who did it. And this is how I know. End of film. Then you have to wait to the next film to actually go through the entire deducing process. Every single thing that he knows to realize that such and such was the killer. Sadly, I wouldn't put it past them to try that. Anyway, bad filmmaking tactics aside,
basically, they're just some books where a lot happens, and sometimes the runtime sometimes the runtime splitting things up and such is a benefit.
yeah, sometimes you have to decide whether or not want to do a two-part film or release an extended cut. I mean, it seems like with all the extra bits from the Lord of the Rings trilogy, they could have made each film a two-parter. Because I forget, like, with the extended edition, isn't like the entire thing like 9 or so hours long? At least that's what I remember. Like, my mom always ended up getting the extended editions.
Not to mention you had to switch DVDs at one point.
Yeah. Also, also said that, yeah, we haven't seen the last Tom Holland Spider-Man yet. They're planning more, and they're thinking, 3 films, working on the next 3. So, we haven't seen the last one yet. Which good. He's been doing a good job. So, congrats to Tom on the extended contract. I look forward to the upcoming films. Admittedly, I had to sit down and watch the first 2. Not that I haven't wanted to watch it, it's like, it was a really good time. I've heard very good things about them. So,
Billy Tom also said it was part of it. Kind of relied on studio decisions, but if he wasn't coming back, he would be interested to see if Miles was going to be in the MCU.
fair.
So I cannot but imagine his surprise knowing that he's going to be coming back.
Although, to be fair, with the whole multiverse thing, it's entirely possible that they do bring Miles in at some point. So,
I can't wait for more Oscar Isaac as 2099.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean, the part 6 of the saga, and actually final part of the original timeline. Minor spoilers. If they do get around to part 7, expect something different. But yeah, so the opening sequence for part 6 was revealed, and on December 1st, the first 12 episodes have premiered on Netflix. Now starting the first female JoJo. Part 6, I haven't fully read it myself, but from what I've read of it, ooh, we are in for a wild ride. So, into some more holiday stuff. Apparently, lawmakers want to ban out those bots that are buying up all the nice goodies. Like, hey, that includes the bots they have for the CPUs, or not CPUs, GPUs, possibly CPUs as well. Entirely possible that's also the case. Please. body just to buy it before anyone else can and sell it for a higher price.
I found it amusing I found it amusing the way I found it amusing the nickname they came up for the bots.
Yes. And they put the tweet up. Yeah, greedy Grinch cyberbots. Or cyber Grinch bots. Yeah, it's like, okay, here's helping lawmakers actually do something meaningful and not just something that's like, oh, it looks good on paper, but in actuality, it doesn't actually do anything. Lawmakers are fairly good at that. The sounds good, but does nothing. So I didn't highlight this particular one, but like, it's kind of special for me. So the hold on, let me check something. Google. Oh, the 25th film. The 25th Detective Conan film, The Bride of Halloween, has been announced for April 15th, 2022. In Japan, of course. Although lately we have been getting releases of the movies on DVD and, well, I think DVD and Blu-ray. Could be one or the other. Getting fan subs. Hey, so yeah, Bride of Halloween in April. I can't fault them. They typically release their films around the same time every year, so hey, who knows? Might have a nice spooky theme. Admittedly, I'm like several movies behind at this point. At some point, you just binge watched a whole bunch of them. Oh, 24. 23 right now. 24 once the newest film gets some good subs. So, Minecraft just recently had its 1.18 update, and they made some changes to ore generation. Because they revamped world generation, actually. The world doesn't end at Y level 0. It actually ends at like around Y level negative 64. Past Y0, you get into like the deep slate area where it's like slightly tougher to mine. Although I did hear that, I guess they now have very rare ore clusters where there's like, I'm not sure if it's every ore or if it's just copper, but like huge veins of ore. Where it's like, you just get a ton of the stuff. But yeah, that would be quite interesting. I'm waiting the time someone makes a backport mod for it. For earlier versions. Because hey, they've done it for 1.16 and 1.17 and the Nether update. The community is very good at keeping versions updated. Mainly so that they can still keep using the mods for earlier versions and that got broken with the new updates.
Basically, miners, get ready for strategy.
Yep. Because the Y levels that ores were at before completely changed. I actually watched a video about it where it's like, yeah, it's like normally such and such ores or diamonds or whatever between like Y levels, this and that, but it really, but generation peaks at a certain point, kind of in between. So this one I highlighted because, I mean, it's Nicolas Cage. Like, you have to. Nicolas Cage has been cast as Dracula in Chris McKay's Renfield. What is Renfield? I have no clue. But apparently Nick Cage is going to be Dracula. Like, could be a good film, could be a bad film, but all we know is that Nick Cage is going to be entertaining as hell. It's like, a Nicolas Cage film may be bad, but it is never boring. Much like Sonic 06. You don't play it because it's a good game. You play it because it's a buggy mess that's amusing as hell to watch.
I'm expecting a tribute to Hammer Horror with this casting.
Yeah. Actually, let me look up Renfield. Renfield. Renfield.
Though we knew there wasn't going to be one.
Artem Renfield is the character who's got the core of Dracula. And it's made it in a lunatic asylum. There were some delusions that compels him to eat living creatures and hope of obtaining a life force for himself. And apparently Dracula fed him insects. Yeah. Okay, interesting to character base it fell off of. Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Back with Conan, kind of knew that wasn't going to be related to Howard Schwarzenegger, but still, it's anime, so kind of needed to at least highlight that, include that.
Yeah.
Also, judge a female. Here's hoping it goes a little better than Jodie's run.
Yeah. Yeah, Jodie just got screwed over by a shit writer. And, person in charge. So, Keanu Reeves as Neo and Jonathan Groff's mysterious character fight in a new still from The Matrix Resurrections. I actually saw the most recent trailer of it, and I'm looking at some theories, and the theory is that yeah, I didn't watch the second or third Matrix films, but from what I've heard, apparently there's mention that oh, that was only the sixth iteration of the whole thing that was going on. And the trailer was something about changes in the Matrix, and there's bits from the old film overlaid with bits from the new film. And the theory is that it's another iteration of the thing, but with some changes. So kind of like an in-continuity reboot. Or rework. Which... okay. Could work? Maybe. If they play their cards right, and lessons were learned from the last attempt, they could make an intriguing story. However, if it's just like a straight up mostly reboot with some minor changes, yeah, not so good. So yeah, definitely mixed feelings on this one. So on the other hand, if it is somewhat of a reboot, they could potentially ditch the baggage from the second and third films. Because the first film, on its own, was pretty good. It just kind of got bogged down when they tried to, elaborate on everything. So, next bit, I apologize if I butchered the name, but Yahya Abdul-Mateen II will no longer star in George Miller's Mad Max Furiosa, unfortunately due to scheduling conflicts. The role will be taken up by Tom Burke, who will be filming alongside Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth. Yeah, it's sad. Like, well, when you want to do a thing, but like the scheduling just doesn't work out. Like, there's another story on the list where, like, I forget who, but someone was to do Shang-Chi, but we're doing filming at the same time as, like, the new Matrix film, and they chose the Matrix instead. Yeah, so sometimes you have to make choices like that, like, just between one thing or another. Yeah. But good luck to them on whatever it is that they are working on. Hopefully it goes well.
Certainly looks like the next series of Mad Max films will be character-driven, according to title of this one. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, okay. I haven't actually seen Mad Max. From what I kind of understand of the world, it does seem like a kind of role where you get to, like, I don't know, stories focused on different characters, so not having like one continuous set of movies to specifically one character. Like one of those things where like you got different characters, they have their own story. There's like one huge hero that everyone depends on, you know. Like, yeah, people trying to survive in their own way, you know? So yeah, it could be interesting.
Kind of say I didn't highlight this one, but Pitt set to start an untitled F1 racing film with Joseph Kosinski set to direct. Lewis Hamilton also involved, I presume, with doing most of the driving.
Okay.
There is a huge bidding war for the rights, though. Disney, Apple, Netflix, Amazon, Paramount, MGM, Sony, Universal.
Wow. Lots of interest there. May the highest bidder win. Which is usually how it works. Hopefully the highest bidder is also the one who will do good by it, you know?
Can I see which one's going to be, honestly, since Fox, now Disney, was responsible for the last racing film, which not only I saw, but also own a copy of.
Nice.
Also, will soon be also only a couple of years before the previous racing film Rush will reach its 10th anniversary. So interesting timing.
Yeah.
In terms of announcement.
So, Punisher star John Bernthal, I think I pronounced that right, apparently has no interest in returning as a watered-down version of the character of Frank Castle. But him sticking to his guns like that. Is that the right phrasing? I hope so. Oh, because this is the Punisher we're talking about. He definitely likes his guns. Okay, now I'm curious. Did I butcher that phrasing? Sticking to your guns.
For what
Refuse to compromise or change, just make criticism. Yeah, close enough.
I think it works. Here's hoping there's another step up from the previous attempt, starring the guy who played Draco. If you know your Rocky films.
Yeah. So, on to some pony news. And an assortment of news bits here. So we actually got some concept art for different versions of Pip Petal's crown. Definitely a lot of different styles there. Not sure which one I like the best. Yeah, that was quite interesting to look at. We also got to look at a bunch of Cutie Mark concepts for Gen 5. Like, that is a lot of them. Wow. I wonder who would have gotten the Netflix Cutie Mark. I I'm kind of joking. They just had the Netflix Board Media and Hasbro logos at the corner of the sheet.
And yet that reminds me of the
But
internet.
it would make
And yet that reminds me of the internet browser OCs. That used to be quite a huge thing.
yeah. Although a Netflix or a bona fide version of it, including our decision somewhere, would make a nice Easter egg to find. As well as shameless self promotion.
Not out of the blue, as during one of the times I was watching the movie and I kept my eyes open for small Easter eggs in Zephyr Heights.
Yeah. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around the fact that the original My Little Pony cartoon is canonically a cartoon in My Little Pony. Like, what? Which is definitely weird considering the current comic crossover that's going on currently. Which, speaking of which, at some point I need to get to the comic store and pick that issue up. I've just been so busy lately. Ooh. I could probably swing by there tomorrow. Let me remember that. Anyway, back to pony news. So, we got a bunch of new, well, not new, but we got to look at a bunch of concept art. And, yeah. Let's see now. Looks to be in some caves. The, big city. More of the city. Some... that. Tree, or is that supposed to be like some new form of a timberwolf, or is that supposed to be like a house tree design or something, or I know it doesn't, just going by audio on my end, it's not really getting much of what I'm saying, but we do have the links to the pages in the news sheet. Or rebuild once I copy the sheets over. Yourself, copy the sheets over. But yeah, it's a nice concept art. That's always fun.
So,
I wonder if they'll do a... Oh, go ahead.
somehow I'm reminded of a character from an original version of a cartoon that's being currently that is being represented at the represented here at Emerald City with the tree-based concepts.
Yeah. Also wondering if they'll do like a Art of the New My Little Pony movie thing. Isn't they do like the Gen 4 movie? So yeah, potential future merchandise there. So there was also an interview with the directors of the new film, and we also got some more concept art slides. Let me pull that one up. Wow, that very much looks like a Twilight Sparkle. That? Yeah.
That was a leak
Yeah.
back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Various designs. And interesting to look at.
Yes. We also seem to be diving a bit deeper into the color alterations that were in some earlier concepts.
Yeah. You know, I'm kind of glad that they decided to, like, just do new characters as opposed to, like, reworks of the original cast. It's like, I love the original cast and characters and whatnot. It's like, their story was playing out. If they just did a reworked version of the characters, it would just feel cheap, you know? Like, please don't go. See, we still have Twilight Sparkle. That I'm not sure the fan base will be up to try a new attempt at Twilight Sparkle after Pony Life happened. Yeah, Pony Life was not a. So yeah, I'm glad they decided to do something new.
Well, it is a new generation set years after the original series.
Yep. So we also got some Gen 5 toy sets revealed. This Petal's Royal Room and colorful play lanterns, Sunny Star Scout. Let's see now. The character models seem to be on point from what I expect from the toys. Not great, but not horrible. Wait. I'm just looking at like the. Let's see now. Is that from the lantern? From the lantern set. Let's see now. Got elements of harmony. I think an ice cream cone and Spike. Huh. That just makes me even more interesting to see how they're going to tie Gen 4 into the new series.
I get the feeling there's some connection to things we saw, things we saw, the little pony figurines, the spike plush. I feel there's a tie-in.
Yeah, actually, I just now did some thinking. Like the toys and the plush. Even the fact that no one seems to be, like, know much about, like, their past adventures, but Sunny knows. I'm willing to bet that the toys and the plush were probably hoof-crafted. Not, like, mass manufactured or anything. Given what we know about the universe so far, I, maybe uh, maybe her dad made the figures? He did seem like the type that would kind of tinker with stuff, so making some figures and a plush. Maybe her mom made the plush. Who knows? Oh, we demand dancers. Eventually. But yeah,
Suppose given time. Suppose also given time. Suppose for that kind of assumption, given the time it takes between something handcrafted and mass produced figures, I wouldn't be surprised if I've eventually find a one of a kind historical figure crafts, something like a Washington figure or Lincoln custom sculpted bust.
yeah.
But again, it shows they haven't forgotten where it all started.
And to saying that, given the relation between race is a whole playset of Twilight Sparkle and Friends, doesn't seem like the thing that would probably be mass produced. Either that or those are some pretty vintage toys. Like I said, without you know if they were old, like I figured like either they're pretty old or they were hand or hoof made, you know, around that time.
That could also work. I mean, I have tree ornaments as well as bobbleheads that might be out of production.
Yeah. Like I said, just coming from what we know of like the lore and general attitude towards the other races at the start of the film. So apparently Cyberpunk 2077 is getting a major update on all platforms sometime early next year. So I've been meaning to pick that game up at some point. Not because it's a good game, but again, much like Sonic 06, because it'll be an amusing buggy mess. Kind of like why some people buy Bethesda games. Because, like, let's face it, as much as they try, Bethesda is basically synonymous with buggy release. And let's face it, the community loves them for it as much as they might say otherwise.
Appropriately, given the recent situation, seems Activision Blizzard, aside from its nominations, will not do anything else at the Game Awards this year.
Yep. So apparently, the new Pokemon games, including Diamond, Shining, and Pearl, are also kind of some buggy messes, like, oh, a slide and ice puzzle. Well, if you just walk diagonally, you'll just walk right up the ice ramp. And, so in the original games, there was like this glitch you could do to travel through the void, and able to get, in order to get to the special area that Shaman was in. Somehow they managed to port that over. Wow, it really is a faithful recreation. And apparently people have been cloning Pokemon. Yeah, not a good look.
Same guy is apparently part of the Coca-Cola board. And naturally there's been a few removal demands.
Yeah. Let's see now. Let's see now, checking the list. So apparently the new Spider-Man film is doing pretty good for pre-sale tickets. Like, best thing since Endgame. And also, top films like Infinity War, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker. Okay, cool. Shows how much people are anticipating the new film. So apparently, PlayStation is developing a three-tier subscription service, with the first being, the usual PlayStation Plus benefits, the second being a large catalog of PS4 and 5 games, and the third being extended demos, game streaming, and library of classic PS1, PS2, PS3, and PSP games. Even now, the Vita gets shafted. And there's also a bunch of award stuff, which, if you follow entertainment news, you've already probably heard about by this point. But we do have it on the list, if you want to check it out. Sorry about that. A little wrong. Also, earlier I mentioned someone turned down the role in Shang-Chi to star in Matrix Resurrections. That was actually Jessica Henwick. Speaking of which, the tickets for for Matrix Resurrections go on sale on December 6th. that's kind of it for like the mostly noteworthy stuff. At least as far as really interesting stuff. Do you want to stick around? Because if you want to see, he'll be playing Minecraft for a while. Might not be much in the way of talking, but sometimes you just want to watch Minecraft. I know I get that way sometimes.
And our final goodbyes this week include Otis Anderson Jr., former UCF and LA Rams running back. Sir Frank Williams of Williams Racing. Tommy Lane, Live and Let Die in Shaft. Arlene Dahl, Journey to the Center of the Earth, 1959. And Richard Cole, former Led Zeppelin manager.
Okay, I just finished copying the news and losses sheets over to the archive, so that's all set if anyone wants to view that. Actually, as far as archives go, like for next year, I might split it up into like quarterly archives, just so it doesn't get too cluttered.
One for each season.
Yeah.
It works.
I think what we have so far isn't too bad since. I guess we started on the 13th of November. The sheet. Seems like it's been longer than that. What do I know? No, wait, no, sorry. I'm on the actual news and losses page, not the archive. Never mind.
Yeah, because I seem to remember we've been doing this since September, when I was at the Portland Con.
Wait, that doesn't. Yeah, that doesn't seem right. Just gonna take care of something.
Like I said, I'm gonna try harder to make sure I get stuff. Make sure I got stuff for my soup. Make sure I got Make sure I got a lot of stuff for my soup. Make sure I got a good number of stuff for my sources, and not slack off. Hopefully, you all should still have the links if you go to the archive sheet. Let's burn down a pillager outpost and then got enough columns to do the job. I'll just keep on destroying.
Yeah. Sorry about the delay. I got into a bit of a conversation.
So for this weekend, episode 2, rewatch. Another one of my favorite videos from half a decade back. Seems to do a little research. A couple things that caught us. It's this announcement that was acknowledged in part of the video. Seems the director of the Sonic movies taking over the next Pink Panther film. Enters and Miss Mira's father and son still producing.
Yeah, I need to get to bed soon because I'm on dog watching duty tomorrow, or today now. Yeah, maybe one of these days when it's, I actually have free time and get a portfolio set up, maybe I'll just set up like a 1.18 server for us to play on, whatever. I also learned how to turn off the RGB lights. So if I wanted to have it running in overnight, I probably wouldn't, like, I'd probably have, like, give or take set server times. But yeah, I could probably set something like that up at some point.
I can safely say that we're off to a good start in terms of lineup for this month.
I mean, if the other things are as good as what tonight's was, like, hey, that'd be great.
And thankfully, I saw some Doctor Who cosplayers, so thankfully we weren't exactly that far off in terms of. Should get another department next week. This one including Sony. With many circles, of course, with many sources, of course. Wishing it was a classic at this point. Until which. Stay safe, stay well, get fast, get boosted. Anytime you listening again, hope you enjoy the rest of the con. And we will see you next week. Take care.